Let's go with 13Fs as well, because this is where I find ideas. I found several ideas in a newsletter that are up a lot, and I want to make it clear to you guys. And 13Fs, for me, and how you look at this, and it's not hard to find. You can find these anywhere. I do it to briefing.com. They don't pay me. I think Fly on the Wall does it. You could probably do Google searches. And you're going to see all Soros, Jana Partners, Balpo, so it's Seth Klarman, Duquesne's, Icon, all of them. They're going to list their holdings, and they list, what they're buying, what they bought last quarter. And some of these names are like, whoa, they'll just catch it by surprise, and others aren't. Like David Tepper increasing his position in Macy's to $7 million from $3.6 million. Also increased his position in Kohl's going into the holiday season. I mean, Macy's, that's pretty big. And then I also, Jana Partners, brand new position, 4 million shares in Macy's. All right, so Macy's, are you kidding me? Macy's is a company that everybody thought might have gone out of business. Now you've seen some of the big hedge fund managers buy, but it's not necessarily that I want to follow these guys into Macy's. So if they have a new position and maybe it's a small cap, I'm like, why are they buying this? And you might see that small cap have a bad quarter. And depending on the manager, some of these guys scale into these positions. So if they're scaling in, they're going to buy more if the stock goes down. So a lot of times I'm able to recommend these things 10, 15% discounts to where they originally purchased. And I know they're going to be adding, and it provides a floor in a stock for me. And that's when I can really research these companies. And as I'm researching, I'm not running in to buy what these guys are buying, but I have them on my radar and looking and saying, hey, if these decline, I'm definitely going to take a look at it. And look, there's several stocks out there that are you'll find on this list that you'd be like, what the hell is he buying that for? And that's the one you want to research. And that's how I take it. I don't know how you take it, Daniel, but we love looking at this, and we cover this, and this happens every quarter.
Yeah, another great resource for this is Whale Wisdom. I believe that's a free site. They list they track a handful, or I don't know if it's 10 right off my head, but just go to Whale Wisdom and see that. We need to get them as a sponsor, giving them a plug every quarter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's how I came across Upstart Holdings, looking through Dan Loeb's 13Fs. That's AI-powered, helps banks with consumer loans. They use technology and algorithms to increase the amount of loans and decrease the defaults. So obviously you're making more money. That's a great thing. Frank, I got to say, I laughed out loud when I saw your Twitter feed because you reposted a video of somebody, I believe he was on CNBC, and he said he was buying Upstart, and it was up X amount cents, which has gotten pulled back big time since its quarter. Mm-hmm. Reported a good quarter not too long ago, but the stock is well off its highs. Anyway, the guy said, the anchor said, oh yeah, what's Upstart do? I've never heard of that. And the guy, he did the old, what's that? You're cutting out. I can't hear you. So
so the guy went on TV.
You got to just say, hey, you know what? We're a trading platform. I don't know what the hell it is. I like the chart. I like this or that. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But, do you want to comment on that? Because
I do.
I meant to call you out on pulling that up, so I'll do it now.
That guy. So the guy went on CNBC, and he's like, "Well, we got Upstart. It's up 35%, and we're doing really well on this and that." And the anger's like, Upstart. What do they do again? And he's like, sorry, I can't hear you. I can't hear it. So he didn't even know what the company did, but he's recommending on TV to everybody. And this wasn't a guy that recommends stocks based on trading. And it just goes to show you where we are in the market, right? It's for me that's been doing this for a very, very long time, and I see this shit in a newsletter. There's so much bullshit in it, and then you see it on TV now, where you can get people on there. They don't understand the freaking responsibility, Daniel, that people are actually listening to them. I don't give a shit if you make money. I don't give a shit if you lose money. But if you're giving people advice on a platform that people look at for new ideas, know your shit on the stock. You could be wrong, and that's fine. But not knowing what the company does and telling you to buy that stock, which, by the way, happened to be pretty much at the top, right? Right before the thing did fall. Yeah, that has to get cleaned up in our industry. And you know what? That goes to the platform that's putting him on. You got to vet these people a little bit more, make sure that they know this stuff, make sure they're experienced. Don't just throw a guy on because he has a lot of people on his platform. Because I know people on Twitter. I know people on especially YouTube, and kids that have 3 million followers talking about stocks, and they were like, yeah, and this company came out and had 5 quarters this year of good growth. It's like, yeah, they don't even know the fundamentals. They have millions and millions of people following them. You just have to be careful who you listen to. But that's the platforms. Like me, I'm vetting everyone that I interview on this podcast, and then I'll monitor them, and sometimes they'll give us ideas, and we'll track some of those things in Dollar Stock Club. But, there's credibility there where, it's my job to put the right people in front of you. And that, for that big of a platform, that to happen, that was crazy. But anyway, let's get back to 13Fs. I had a comment on that. Sorry, man.
No, that's good. Anyway, I'll give you 2 names here that I had not heard of. And you just go through these, like I said, and see the tickers, throw them in whatever platform you're using, and just see what they do. Start putting them on watch list or whatever you want to follow. follow. DFH, Frank, Dream Finders Homes. I had never heard of that. It just started recently trading. I believe it was in January of this year. And they have a mortgage company side of it, but they design, build, sell single-family home and attached and detached homes. They're in Jacksonville, they're in Orlando, Denver, Washington, D.C., and Austin, Texas, as well as Charlotte and Raleigh. If you look at a chart, do you have a chart pulled up?
Yeah, it's gotten wrecked.
Yeah, and it started trading, was it January? Is my memory serving me correct?
Yeah, I think it's in January, yeah.
Okay, so it spiked high, it's gotten wrecked. I've seen that on hedge fund here and there, so that's one to just throw on a watch list. Hey, are they going to still buy it? Are they still holding it next quarter? Are they increasing? Are they closing, decreasing, whatever? That was interesting to me. And then also from Tepper was Alight, which is A-L-I-T. You got that one over there, Frank? Mm-hmm. For those of you listening at home, we don't talk near as much. We're both very busy. We catch up a lot right here on air.
We catch up a lot right now and just go with it. Absolutely. That's good.
Another one is that pulled back?
That has pulled back off its highs of like $14, and that was recently. Actually, it was just it was 14 early this year, and then in September, October. So September 9th, it was $12.50, a little over $12.50. So pulled back, it's like around $11, a little over 11 right now.
So this is a new position for Tepper. It's a cloud-based integrated digital human business solutions worldwide. So think payroll solutions, professional services, all that for small businesses and big businesses automated. There's a big tailwind behind that. Again, I'm not saying whether these are good or bad. These are just stuff that I've been writing down, starting to look through, pull up conference call transcripts, things like that, because you ought to take advantage of looking at these 13Fs, because you literally have the wealthiest and smartest guys in the room that do this all the time. A lot of them have great track records, and there's no gun to your head. You don't have to pull the trigger. You don't have to do anything other than look and start making notes and figure out how to get better at it. Yeah,
and Daniel, I have the chart up while you're talking, but for this company, Alight, and the symbols ALIT. I'm pulling up the 3-month chart because Tepper probably bought it early here, if you could see, and that's in maybe August, and you see the spike up, right? So somebody's buying it, and then it comes down, and he might have bought a little bit more, but don't look at it right here because if you're looking at it just over the past month or so this is not even the past month, past week, almost past, like on the 9th, it hit $12, and now it's come back down to 11, a little over 11. That's a nice pullback right here, and you're seeing the stock up a little bit today because these 13Fs are being released now. And I have to tell you, one name that I liked that caught my attention was Stanley Druckenmiller. So 15 million new shares. That's a pretty big position. And the symbol CPNG. So it's called Coupang. I never heard of it before. This is a company that was $69, and it's near its low. It was near its low before they announced that they bought this. Very big fund, and it's a Korea-based company, e-commerce, mainly home goods, decorated apparel, beauty products, fresh foods, and stuff like that. Operates e-commerce, logistics systems, delivery services. This is something that's interesting to me. What does he see in this? And when I look at some of these things, or especially a name, I like these, and the one that you brought up, Daniel, and I'm bringing this up now, this is Coupang CPNG. I like to look at names that have gotten smoked that they're buying right now, and especially names that I really don't like, because not because I researched them, it's just that I know these companies and they're really crappy, and I'm like, okay, this just showed up on David Einhorn's list. What does he see in this company that I've hated for such a long time? And it makes me go back. Again, I talked about this yesterday, being able to adapt to the markets. It's not personal. It's not like, hey, I hate this stock forever. Look, you can't complain, even at a company like IBM, of how terrible it's been the last 15 years. It's, did this company change? Where is it at now? And that's what you're buying into the future. And sometimes that's hard to separate, because everyone looks at a company and they view it on the past, just like you view everything on the past, your experience in the past. If you go down a certain block and get the shit kicked out of you, the next time you go down that block, you're going to think you're going to get the shit kicked out of you, right? That's just the way it is. So you always view things based on the past, but sometimes you have to forget that. And this allows me to forget it by looking at some of these.